To keep her cleaver busy, Belle would run an ad, and men would come a-scurrying with all the cash they had. Now some say Belle killed only 10, and some say 42. It was hard to tell exactly, but there were quite a few. And where Belle is now, no one knows, but my advice is fair. If a widow advertises for a man with cash, beware.
Snarkfish!
It's evil! Don't touch it!
It's alive!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. What a power of Christ.
This is
Me?
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
And we're
There
back.
once was a sailor from Brighton who replied to his girl, "You're a tight one." She said, "Pawn my soul, you're in the wrong hole. There's plenty of room in the right one."
And with that, we are back for Belle Gunness Part 2. Welcome
Part
back.
2 of the Snarkfish.
Snarkfish.
Yes.
Welcome back once again to Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants, the podcast where we talk about weird shit, wild shit, stupid shit. We just talk shit in general.
With very weird people.
Very weird penises? What?
What? Yeah.
You want to see
Zach.
it?
No.
Todd, no.
Nine.
That's fans
with the
only shit.
penises.
Right?
Save that for when we have a
I'll show you my
only fans.
Snarkfish.
Patreon.
Joining me always is Matt.
I have not been able to get Snarkfish out of my brain since recording that last episode. It's just, people are like fucking hating me right now.
Don't do it.
Just randomly walking around and go, Snarkfish!
I think it's going to be one of those things like people that listen to it will be driving, they'll get into an accident and instead of saying shit or fuck, they'll be like, Snarkfish.
Snarkfish. Yes. Joining me always is Matt and Lindy and the Todd.
This is a Snarkfish.
Snarkfish. Yes. So, Lindy, when we last left Belle Gunness,
It was Belle Gunness in the kitchen with the hot brine and the meat grinder.
That's it. Yeah, that's what happened. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So,
too many weapons, you lose.
Borgie. Here we
That
go.
was just one of several murders that have happened
I know.
in the last episode, though.
I know, but that was the last one, though.
That was the last one.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
like
the last one.
it's like sex. You remember the first one and the last one. So let's just keep going.
You remember the first one?
The first time and the
supposed to,
last
Matt.
time. Yeah.
It feels like the first time.
Matt can't remember back to when he was 5 years old, but anyway, let's move along.
It was you, Uncle Fucker. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
There we go.
Don't call me buddy guy. Don't call me guy, pal. Don't call me pal, buddy.
But I'm a fun guy.
Yeah.
You do grow on people, that's for sure.
In all the wrong ways. All right.
Speak for yourself.
Well, let's go back to the Gunness farm.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
Where she gets her name, Belle Gunness.
So, a few months after Peter's death, a baby boy arrived. The midwife who came to assist found the baby to have already been born, bathed, and dressed. Later that day, a neighbor,
This kid's
Mrs.
fucking smart. He's advanced for his age.
right? Later that day, a neighbor, Mrs. Lapham, came over to help out and found Belle at the cistern washing clothes. Mrs. Lapham told her she shouldn't be up, and Belle responded that in the old country, they never got to bed after a baby. I was waiting for it. Todd, what are you holding back?
Mm-hmm.
It's the old country. We never go to bed after the baby. We always go to bed before the baby.
Unless we do it
On the floor. In the bathroom. In the laundry room.
With the
In the
hot
living
brine.
with the hot brine.
And
Sometimes,
the meat grinder. Ooh,
sometimes we do it with the
the
sledgehammer.
shizer. The shizer.
Sometimes we do it with the axe. Sometimes we do it with the revolver in the library, or sometimes we do it with the noose in the study. No, the candlestick is always in the kitchen.
In the observatory. With
But
the
it's
candlestick.
always that goddamn snarkfish.
Yep. Does it every time.
Every time.
The following day, a farm wife, Mrs. Dyslin, stopped by to find Belle in the yard.
Now, are you sure you're
pigs.
pronouncing that rightly? Is it not Dicklin? I'm double checking. I don't know. I'm
pretty sure it's Dyslin.
I like Dicklin, but okay, let's go for
Okay.
it.
That's where I live.
We
She
got to break
stopped
this
by-
up. We got to break this up because it's going to get real bad here in just a minute.
Yeah.
She stopped by the farm to find Belle in the yard chasing pigs. Mrs. Dyslin asked, "How can you do that as a new mother?" And Belle shrugged her off. Rumors
Yeah,
quick.
because wasn't it
easy.
said,
You pay for the baby, and
She's
then you
like
just
she's
chase the
got like-
pigs in the yard.
she's got like 4 kids, but for their ages, for her to have given birth to them, it would have had to have been like 2 twins, right?
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah,
For what she's got.
really close.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And she's just out running around chasing pigs.
So
And sometimes they're twins.
rumors quickly spread that either 43-year-old Belle had miraculous recuperative powers, Or-
Mhm.
baby Philip had been adopted or perhaps obtained by more sinister means.
I think it was Jesus. I think Jesus made this happen.
Jesus placed
Thank you,
baby
God,
in her
and
arms.
Jesus.
I don't.
Hallelujah.
I don't think Belle had anything to do with Jesus.
He snapped that snapper right back into place.
Or
She
it could have
was
been. It could have
a
been.
very
Thank you,
religious
God,
woman,
and
so-
maybe Snarkfish.
She's just a cooter shooter. She shoot them cooters out of her cooter. Oh, damn day.
If Baphomet was
Damn
real, he'd been
tutor,
like, I want nothing to do with that bitch.
Mhm.
All right. Moving along.
She got
moving along.
a magic cooter.
Anyway,
In 1903, Peter's brother Gus showed up at the Gunness farm. He was worried about Peter's remaining daughter, Swinhild. Gus believed that Belle had killed 7-month-old Jenny and Peter. Gus also knew that Peter had a life insurance policy that was left to Swinhild. And when he wanted to make sure that it was the little girl who had in fact received the money. When he asked Belle about it, she told him that Peter had turned the policy over to a mining company, and if they ever made anything of themselves, then Swinhild would be a very wealthy little girl.
so she lied through her 4 front teeth because she didn't have any other ones.
Gus knew this claim was bogus. He stayed with the family for a few days, and Belle kept asking him all the time to just stay on and manage the farm for her. He declined because he just kept getting this uneasy feeling, like his unease with what was going on at the farm just continued to grow. While he was there, he continued to decline her and just grew more and more upset at the situation. And Belle woke up one night to find that he had disappeared in the night with Swinhild.
So yeah, smart man, smart
Yes.
guy.
And they actually did get away. This isn't,
Run.
they
dude.
disappeared. Oh, what happened? They really actually got away. He was found later and
So was his
interviewed, and so was Swinhild, yes.
niece. Good for them.
Good for them, yeah. One of the
Here-
few.
Here's the tiny little rainbow in the middle of this fucking shitstorm.
So
Okay.
Belle ended up having disputes with her neighbors. I'm not going to go into details here because it's very lengthy, but it ended with very few people being willing to help her. With no husband and not
Was-
many people.
Was this where she would just like kind of let her cattle graze on other people's land and shit?
Yeah, her cattle, her hogs, they would get out and they would go graze in other people's lands.
And she's like, fine, go fucking shit in somebody else's yard. I don't pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah, so neighbors ended up suing her, and then she pulled a gun on one of the neighbors. It's a giant mess.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like everyday Belle Gunness shit.
Mhm.
Every day get Belle Gunness shit. With no husband and not many willing to help, all the farm chores had to be handled by Belle. She was a woman of exceptional strength and abilities.
Because she was built like a fucking brick shithouse. I don't know if I mentioned this before. This
She
lady
was
like,
benching meat grinders.
I don't remember how tall she was. She was like
6 feet.
She was 6 feet tall? I thought she was like 5'6" or 5'8". But she weighed more than I do. And I'm a big dude.
A lot more than you do. Yeah.
280 pounds.
Her shoulders were fucking
That's a huge
out to here. Like, it was weird because she was like huge on top. And then she had these tiny little feet on the bottom.
She must have done some time.
Melt like
all
a
that
frog.
helper and chicken legs.
I'm going to say, yeah. Come on, man.
Melt
What about that leg
like
day?
a frog.
Can't forget about leg day, bro. Come on.
Fuck leg day.
By 1904, she decided she needed a man. Belle put an ad in the Norwegian language newspaper, the Scandinavian, for a laborer.
Is it
Olaf?
day labor or is it night labor?
It's both, buddy.
Ooh.
It's
spicy.
Dude, I just realized I was today years old when Garth Brooks wrote his song about Belle Gunness.
I went to work for her that summer.
I could not think of what song you were talking about.
I know exactly.
I did.
The guy that used to play country music kind of figured that out quickly, but okay.
Fuck yourself, Todd. You eat shit. You fucking asshole.
I'll whip out this snarkfish.
Keep that shit in your pants, man.
What a dick. That was so good.
Let me take a moment
right.
to remind everyone that was dried up twigs and leaves.
Yeah, so. This stick girl. She was no fucking stick. They should have called her Brick Shithouse Girl.
She's a
Shit.
Brick house. Brick house. So I was picturing the cover of Led Zeppelin 4.
Kill your beat.
You know, Led Zeppelin 4, the bundle of sticks on the back.
She got tiny feet, but you grind your meat. Until you nothing left around. She's a brick
ow
house. Anyway, moving along.
She's mighty. Letting your guts all hang out.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's leave the Weird Al shit to
Read, Lindy, read.
I was going to go with Steakums in there somewhere for some reason. I don't know why that popped into my head to say. But
did you say this?
Lindy,
snake?
if you could just.
The snake? The snake?
I said Steakums. Lindy, back to the story. If we.
Yeah.
Olaf Lindboe packed his things, which included his $600 savings, and headed to the farm. He and Belle quickly became close, and Olaf had written to his father saying he thought he would be married soon. No later than Olaf's father had received that letter, Belle had sent word to her neighbor, Chris Christopherson.
The Chris
what?
Christopherson? What?
One of the highwaymen?
I don't think it was the same thing.
It's not the same guy. It's not the same guy. Okay.
He is one of the Hollywood elite. He's been alive forever.
No. He must have got that shot that like cures you of everything.
Take me away. The greatest songwriter of our time since Burt Bacharach.
There you go. Moving along.
So she told him that she needed help because Olaf had left in the middle of a major job. Chris went to the Gunness.
Did he melt?
He might have.
He's going frozen. What
He
the
was
fuck
there.
are you doing?
He was
Dude,
there
it's-
handling business, and then he wasn't.
Just keep reaching.
And I
I'm
need
sorry.
some more help. I'm so close.
Okay, I got it. I got that. It's a good thing I have kids because I would have never got that had I not had the kids that watch that fucking cartoon. So many
Matt,
times.
let's just let it go and move along.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right.
All right.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
Okay. Jeez. Okay, Lindy. Hang on.
Oh, we got one. Reel that shit in. Oh,
Shit, gotcha.
My kids
Get her in the
didn't
boat.
watch those kinds of movies.
you're lucky.
Zach, grab the net. It's almost in here.
Holy shit, that's a big
Okay, we
one.
got that.
So Chris went to the Gunness farm to find Belle plowing corn.
Oh, she was plowing the corn. All right.
Okay. Yeah, we can't get away from.
I'm going to shut
No,
up now.
we're not gonna. So Chris Chris
Todd.
asked her about Olaf.
And can't get through a story.
What about the snowball man? Anyway.
Okay.
Chris asked her about
Reminds me of
Olaf,
a Too Short song.
and she
Something about
said,
Nancy Reagan. Corn on the cob.
Okay. I'm moving on. Move.
and she said that he had taken off to St. Louis to see the World Fair, and he was going to buy some land there. Olaf's father had written, and Belle sent a response telling him that Olaf had gone west and took up a homestead someplace. In April 1905, Henry Gerholt arrived with a large trunk.
You mean Henry Gunholt?
That's exactly what I meant.
I'm sorry.
That's exactly what I meant. Chris helped the man take the trunk into his new room, and the men made small talk. Chris had seen Henry often over the next few weeks, but in August, Belle went to Chris's house asking him for help stacking oats. She told Chris that Henry had suddenly quit and that he told her he was sick. He had left with only a small satchel of things, leaving behind his trunk and a heavy fur coat.
I have a question. So, like, stacking oats, does that mean like they're like peddling cocaine and they're like doing massive lines somewhere, or is that like code for like drugs or something? Or
that's come over and help me soil these oats.
I don't know why you keep bringing shit up like that, Zach. Nobody does. That kind of shit. Nobody.
All right, yeah. You keep your somas to yourself, motherfucker. All right, moving along. All right, just checking.
That winter, Chris saw Belle wear...
Skeet, motherfucker.
Okay.
God damn.
We're never gonna get through this shit. Keep going.
That winter, Chris saw Belle wearing the coat, and he asked her if Henry had not sent for his things. Belle told Chris,
this old thing? No, I don't. I know not what you talk of.
Belle told Chris that she had not heard a word from him. In the summer of 1905, an ad was placed in the Norwegian language newspapers across the Midwest. The ad read, "Wanted, a good woman who owns a beautiful..."
Morning!
It was coming.
Let's just let him get out of his system. Come on, just finish it.
Finish it.
Dead or alive.
Yeah. There we go.
And you got to
I'll
repeat it.
walk these streets.
All right. Are you good? Are you good?
Are you
I'm
joking
on a
now?
meat grinder on my head. Belle Gunness playing for keeps. Because I might wind up dead. Okay.
You good?
There's no might.
Okay.
All right, Lindy, continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
Pay no
The ad?
attention to the man in the corner. Okay.
I don't know if we had to pay Lindy what it would cost. I'm surprised that she does this because I don't know, exorbitant amount of money just to do with us.
We can't afford it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay. The ad read, "Wanted, a woman who owns a beautifully located and valuable farm in first-class condition wants a good and reliable man as a partner in same. Some little cash is required and will be furnished first-class security." The actual number of replies is not known, but the postman said that she received between 1 and 4 letters a day and sometimes between 8 to 10.
So it was like, if you got the money, honey, I got time. It was one of those things.
Yeah.
Man, there had to be hard up motherfuckers back then, man. Dude.
Yeah.
People who
The
wanted
Guinness
land.
Farm by
I don't know if you've ever seen a
morning.
picture of Belle Gunness, but yes, you had to be a hard up motherfucker to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He certainly did.
And unless you
George?
like to be thrown around a lot. And
Yeah, because she was, woo,
I'll
What-
wrestle you.
that was a big bitch.
That's a huge bitch.
And
I can't get over that.
she wasn't much to look at either. She's a paper bagger, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Maybe a gunny sacker.
Oh,
Oh,
maybe
easy
a Belle,
there, Lindy. Easy. Come on
Maybe-
now.
maybe even a Belle Gunness sacker there.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Like, well done, Lindy. You've been hanging out with us for too long, I think.
Yes. Congratulations. You are now.
I got a point in 2 episodes in a row. Woo.
Yeah.
You certainly did.
Catching right up.
Well,
At least they give you points.
We just have to take points away from you, Todd. We just
I
have
have to
points
get gold stars. That was part of the agreement.
So go to a respectable podcast.
Todd, she's playing baseball and you're playing golf. So
obviously you're not a golfer.
George Berry left Tuscola, Illinois, with $1,500
It's
cash.
not Tuscola, Matt.
It's Tuscola.
It's Tuscola. Yeah.
Okay.
Tuscola
George Berry left Tuscola, Illinois.
It's
the other T-town.
Tuscola, Illinois is 20 miles north of Mattoon, Illinois, where the Mad Gasser of Mattoon took place, which was episode, I don't know,
a long time ago.
I'm not going to go back and look for it.
10 and 20, something like that. But yeah, it's in there if you want to go check it out. It's go look.
I'm going to
look
say
in the
14.
feed. That sounds good. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Sounds right. I don't know.
I think it was in the first 10, but
You motherfucker, man.
I don't know.
So he left with $1,500 cash. He told people he was moving to LaPorte for a job and possibly marriage. Weeks later, Christian Hilkevin sold his farm in Dover, Wisconsin for $2,000. He told friends goodbye, forwarded his address to LaPorte, and headed out.
So long, farewell, Avida, goodbye.
I'm off to die at the hands of a fucking
Cunt.
Another point
her
for
word,
Lindy.
her word, not mine. Her word.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say it either. Yeah, I'm cool that it's not going to get edited out. So, moving along.
Emil Tell from Osage, Kansas.
Emil.
Osage.
Osage, thank you.
Yeah.
It was
Quit his
14.
job. Holy shit.
It was 14.
And he's back.
Good call. Nice drop.
I mean, I knew.
It was episode 14.
Anyway.
14.
Emil told his boss that he was headed to marry a rich widow. He traveled to LaPorte with $2,000 in his pocket. Ole Budsberg of Iola, Wisconsin, sold his farm to his sons and left for LaPorte with $1,000 in cash.
It's actually Iola. No, I'm just fucking with you now. Yeah. Yeah.
John Moe of Elbow Lake, Minnesota, cashed a $1,000 check and set out.
It's actually Minnesota.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay.
Wisconsin.
Can you tell I am not from that side of the country?
Oh, you betcha. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You ain't making no lefse, that's for sure.
There were more. A lot more. 19-year-old Emil Greening was a hired farmhand at the Gunness farm, and he stated that Mrs. Gunness had a new male visitor weekly.
That's two Emils, or is it the same?
Two Emils.
Holy shit.
Emils.
2 Emils in one day. That's a lot.
She's a big girl. She needed 2 meals in one.
Second breakfast.
I'm
That's
sorry.
a spice to meet a meal.
I should have let that go.
Yeah, but no, you nailed it. You nailed it. Anyway.
They all came with possessions, but nobody ever saw any of them leave. And for some reason, they all left their trunks behind.
And now, you haven't mentioned this yet, but did she not tell all the people that live there, like, oh, this is my cousin?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
then
they were cousin or relatives.
And then they just never saw him leave.
Mm-hmm.
I bet she had a lot of junk in her trunks.
Certainly did.
Where's the bump? I don't have that one. But hold on, I might have one. Hold on, there it is.
Was it?
Junk in her trunks.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
In the winter of 1906, during a lull in male visitors, Belle hired a local man named William Brugiski to dig some holes in the muck of her pig pen. She said the holes were for rubbish, and she wanted them 6 feet long, 3 feet wide, and 4 feet deep.
That's not.
What could that accommodate?
That's not fishy at all.
Oddly
so
specific.
It's not fishy. It's snark fishy.
Yeah.
Snarkfish.
Snarkfishy. In the fall of 1906, Jenny was 16. The young girl had grown to be strikingly beautiful and had attracted several male admirers.
Obviously, she was not Belle's natural daughter then, so.
Yeah.
No.
And now
She
we
didn't
know
like
the
her.
photos that she was using to catfish these guys was Jen.
Was Jenny.
She didn't look like a fucking cave troll. Anyway, moving along.
She and Emil had become close in the years that he had worked and lived on the farm, and she confided to him that her mother had arranged for her to attend college in California, and a professor would be coming to escort her to the school in Los Angeles. Just before Christmas that year, Emil had heard that the professor had arrived. Early the next day, he was sent out on an errand. When he returned and asked Belle if he could say goodbye to Jenny, Belle informed him that Jenny had left the previous day.
Oh, shit, yo. She's gone. She took off already. I'm so sorry. Oh, did you like her? Oh, I'm sorry. Go fuck yourself.
Get back to work.
You stupid fucking hit. Go get some fucking pig shit out of
Never
the pig.
say goodbye.
Here we go. The 80s hits
Never
again.
say goodbye.
Another young man, John Widener, who had been courting Jenny, had a similar experience. Jenny had asked him to come around and say goodbye to her on Sunday, and when he arrived, Belle had told him that Jenny had left on Wednesday. Nobody had seen a professor arrive, and nobody had seen a professor or Jenny leave. Letters were sent to Jenny in Los Angeles, but no replies ever came.
You
No.
say hello, I say goodbye. There's some
Say
Beatles in there too,
goodbye.
sorry. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
Emil, finding work kind of shitty without Jenny there.
I mean,
Quit
that's
the farm.
that's the whole reason he's there, is like he's trying to court her,
Whoa,
right?
whoa.
Mhm.
So this is where the Princess Bride started. As you wish.
Right?
All of a sudden, there's no Jenny, there's no Buttercup.
Mm-hmm.
There's no print. There's no way. Yep.
So he quit the farm in June of 1907 and he went west. Ray Lampier was hired 1 month later. Prior to being hired by Belle, Ray had been a weak and worthless man. He was skilled in carpentry, but didn't work much, and when he had it, he spent his money on booze, women, and gambling. He moved into the hired hand room and was soon seen on the arm of Belle all over town. He would boast that he was Belle's lover and that they would soon marry and he would be master of the farm.
So how old was this gentleman again?
He is in his early 30s.
And how old is Belle?
She is in her mid 40s.
46, I believe, right?
I think so, yeah.
So this guy's theme song was dum 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 dum. I like big butts and I cannot lie. So much was London nah.
So he was
As
not a
you-
liar.
As you will find later, Ray
He liked the older
Ray wasn't
He was into the
picky
older
about
ladies.
who he slept with.
I think he actually
Apparently
liked
not.
I think he liked the older ladies. He liked them.
He did.
Pardon my language. I'm going to say it, Lindy. Don't think less of me, but he liked them flapjack titties. he was into the older ladies.
So in
Because-
other words, he showed up and Belle said, Jenny's on a vacation far away.
Yeah, nobody's going
I'm
to
going to get my guitar if we're going to do that because I'm not fucking kidding.
Leave the guitar. You're good. You're good.
We would play that song. Fuck. Okay.
So
Because every time I play that song for my kids, when it gets to that part, I said I like my girls a little older.
Yeah, just a little bit older,
Just a little bit older.
but not this guy. He liked him a lot older.
a lot older.
How much older, Matt?
2 years.
Oh, fuck.
Not that much older.
Is that even older?
Yeah, it's older. It's 2 years older.
Okay.
Keeps me in line unless I'm on here. She's not around.
So is she still a cougar or has she moved into being a Def Leppard?
Easy. Dude, she
Ooh.
does like she does
Stay
like
on
Def Leppard,
target.
though.
Stay on target.
Do
I
we
can't
have
get-
a target?
I can't get past it. It's like monster ballads, like all those. like her jams. And I was just like, have you ever heard Kisses Forever? And she's like, what? I was like, it's the best fucking... Yeah. It's like, it's the best ballad of the 80s. And Todd, you're gonna have to calm that shit down, man. You're
away, my friend.
You are blowing my fucking brains out here.
Yeah,
and not in a good way. With that is a great song. You did not do it justice, but we'll get back to the story.
I think she was more of a.
No, it was like it was more like Bon Jovi, fucking Def
These
Leppard.
5 words I swear to you, I'm gonna cut you up and bury you.
Feed
that's
your
getting back into the
face
story.
to the fucking pigs.
That's,
I was named after a bunch of fucking twigs. You're welcome. Let's move along.
Oh, so Ray's dreams, hopes of being Belle's master of the farm were dashed when Andrew Helgeline arrived.
Yeah.
Belle and Andrew had begun corresponding in the summer of 1906. Over the next 18 months, Belle wrote Andrew between 75 and 80 letters. In her letters, she urged him to keep their relationship a secret.
That's some desperate shit right there. That's some desperate shit right there.
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning of episode 1, good thing I wasn't alive back then.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing that guy didn't have any friends, because they'd have been like, man, that is a lonely bitch. And there's something behind it, because that is too much.
She worked hard for the money.
The money? so
hard.
Gonna have another danced episode.
I know this is out of character, and I probably shouldn't do this accent, but I'm gonna do it. But this reminds me of the Birdcage. Oh, hard for the money. So hard for the money. That's what it reminds me of. So I'm just gonna do it. But that's where it comes from. Just so you know.
We're all over the board on these episodes anyway.
Oh my God.
It's like there's nothing on the.
I'm just glad.
There has been nothing on the rails the whole fucking time. It's just been a fucking chaotic mess.
That's the thing. Awesome. I think that's the only way to do it, because otherwise we'd be all sitting there like, holy shit, this bitch was fucking nuts.
You can't do an episode be like, and then she slaughtered this motherfucker and sliced his head off.
I'm just talking about the children.
Just name the names
alone.
We all know what happened to them. Just name the names. Let the victims be known and just name the names. We can get through this in about another 10 minutes.
Nah, Lindy, get back to your story. You've been doing a great job. Other than us, our fucking road bumps that you have to fucking cross.
Lots of potholes.
In her letters, she urged him.
Canyons.
She urged him to keep
starfish in the hot dog flavored water.
Right. You down there in the corner, simmer down. Let her talk. Come on, let's go.
We're gonna try that sentence again.
Yes.
In her letter, she urged him to keep their relationship a secret from everyone and to make sure he turned all his assets over to cash to bring with him. Andrew had planned to visit quickly when they first started writing, but something always held him up. He lived in Aberdeen? It's not Aberdeen. It's Aberdeen. South Dakota.
Aberdeen, South Dakota.
Near one of his brothers and his sister. His family had needed help. He had gotten sick. His mother had passed away. He had been having a hard time getting his affairs in order, and so on. He finally arrived in January 1908. Belle gave Andrew the room that Ray was currently living in and told Ray that he could sleep in the barn. Ray and Belle's relationship had changed overnight.
Apparently.
Now, he was the one that she spent the most time on of any of the guys she fished, right?
Yes. Yeah, because everybody else was just super willing to show up.
But like,
so dude
this
went
guy
from
was
laying
like,
pipe.
Do you have a time frame? Like, how long did they correspond before he actually showed up? Was it
18
like
months?
Holy shit! Holy shit!
So dude went from laying pipe to just sleeping in the barn.
Yeah.
And he was cool with it. He was like,
no,
he was not.
No,
cool
he
with
was
it.
very not cool with it.
Okay.
Not cool with it.
Must have been some good stuff. I don't know what's happening up in there, but it must have been. I don't know.
Well, you'll hear in episode 3 that people didn't sleep with Belle. She slept with them. So
yeah. Okay.
She sounds like a good time.
Alrighty.
Unless you end up in the pig farm, in the pig pen.
Well, the pig pen certainly doesn't make her vagina sound very appealing, but so, is that
what
you
does,
meant?
Matt? The fact that she weighs more than you and me
You
combined.
said you'd end up in the pig pen, so I thought you was using a
metaphor.
Metaphor.
No, this is not about rough, dirty sex. No, it was more about be just fucking
literal pig pen.
Be literal.
Yeah. There is an actual pig pen. Okay.
Covered up, like buried in pig shit. Yeah. Anyway.
I thought she was like, come get in the pig pen.
Yeah, baby. Oh, wait. You meant the real pig pen. Shit. Literally shit.
I smell a commercial. Okay. Lindy, back to the story.
Instead of bringing cash like Belle had insisted on, Andrew brought 3 certificates of deposit, totaling $2,839.
That's a lot
They
of
went
money.
to the bank.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was banging.
They went to the bank to cash these, but the bank had to send away for the money. It took 3 days for the funds to arrive in the port. Andrew collected the funds from the bank with Belle on his arm. Later that day, Belle sent Ray on an errand to Michigan City. She was doing a horse trade with her cousin, and she told Ray that if her cousin did not meet with him that evening, then he would be there for certain the next morning, so Ray should spend the night. By 8 p.m., Ray had become restless and decided to come back to the port. He later admitted that he also wanted to see what the old woman was up to. Andrew had kept one of Belle's wishes and hadn't told anyone where he was going. Only that he would be traveling. Exactly. Only that he would be traveling for about a week, but would be back soon. After 10 days with no word from Andrew, his brother Azel and his hired hand, John Holst, became worried. John searched Andrew's cabin and found dozens of letters from Belle. He handed them over to Azel. Meanwhile,
was it Azel or Azazel?
I didn't look up the
I'm
pronunciation.
just being a dick right now, Lindy. It's fine. Just keep
could be either one. I'm going to go with Azel.
Fine. Was it the cat from the Smurfs or some shit?
Azrael?
Azrael.
Oh.
Okay, that's why it popped
That's
in my head.
Azrael,
Okay.
yeah.
Azazel
Meanwhile-
was a demon. That's okay.
Another reason it popped up in my head. Fuck. Okay, yeah, probably. All right.
Ready?
Sorry for hitting the brakes, Lindy.
You're good. You're good.
Meanwhile, back on the farm, Ray and Belle had a falling out. You guys good?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we're good.
Meanwhile,
No,
back
really.
on the farm,
Ray's butthurt because he's been replaced by this new guy.
Mhm.
He showed up, and she's like, "You get the hell
Meanwhile,
out of the house because I'm not going to ride you anymore and give you the bouncy."
Meanwhile, behind the facade of this
that
innocent-looking
pony.
farm,
Meanwhile, back at the Legion of Doom.
Legion of Doom,
meanwhile, back at the Hall of
Justice?
Yeah.
There's no Hall of Justice in this episode, trust me.
No, there's
All right.
I literally wrote that line in because I knew it was going to take you guys a few minutes
Did
to
you?
get past it. Yes.
Meanwhile, back at the farm.
well done.
Or we could go to the western side of this. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Y'all want to go up to the big house?
Well, Ray took off, leaving his clothes and tools behind. Belle hired Joseph Maxon as Ray's replacement. Ray hired an attorney to get his things and back pay. The attorney told Ray to go and collect his things and demand payment. If the woman did not pay him, then Ray was to inform her that she would be sued. That didn't scare Belle.
Nothing did. I don't think. Yeah, I think by this time she thought she was fucking Wonder Woman or whatever.
Mm-hmm. She wrote several letters to the sheriff claiming that Ray was harassing her. About a month later, she caught Ray trespassing and had him arrested.
She said that he was acting like he was drunk. He was, I can't remember all the wordage on this because I didn't write it down, but like she wrote like 9 or 10 different things down, and she was like, he's drunk. He seems crazy. He seems out of sorts. He seems, I can't remember all of them, but it's just like, yeah, sounds like a lady that's not from this country trying to explain somebody else in a different language. A lot of it was just like nonsensical. Just like, dude's fucked up because you fucking kicked him out of his goddamn house and you told him to get the fuck out.
So Ray went to trial on March 13th. He did not have an attorney, so he pleaded guilty. He received a $1 fine plus court costs.
For trespassing.
Yeah. In mid-March, Azel wrote to the postmaster in LaPorte to confirm that a Mrs. Gunness lived there. He received confirmation and wrote a letter to Belle asking her where his brother was.
Where is my brother?
Belle replied saying that she would like to know the same thing. Andrew had stopped only briefly before leaving to try and find his other brother, who was a gambler. She said Andrew had written her from Chicago telling her he would write again when he was somewhere that he could receive mail, and she hadn't heard from him since.
Todd, I'm so fucking proud of you right now for not going to the Kenny Rogers gambler rant. I just want you to know that.
I just wish you wouldn't have brought it up right now.
Anyway, continue. I know he's thinking it, but I just he didn't do it, so I'm super proud.
And I can't get it out of my head now. I haven't said it, but it's in there. It's
East of Omaha.
Okay.
That's the wrong one. You're thinking Bob Seger, but anyway.
Yeah,
it works.
Yeah, smoke the nationalist cigarette, but yeah, okay.
Okay. On March 28th, Belle filed an affidavit against Ray claiming that he was insane. A 3-person insanity commission examined Ray and declined the claim. Upset, Belle had Ray arrested again in early April for trespassing. She received another letter from Azel asking for her to let him see the letter his brother had written as proof of her claim. Belle responded and told him that Ray had stolen the letter in a jealous rage. Ray was set to go to trial on April 15th, and this time he hired an attorney. Belle attended the hearing, and in cross, the attorney asked her about all of the mysterious deaths surrounding her.
So she made up this convincing thing to the brother of the guy that is now missing that she kicked Ray out for, and then she tells his brother, "Oh yeah, this other guy stole the letter." That's convenient. She's really good about doing this, by the way. And
yes,
as far as like Criminal Minds goes, this lady was a fucking supervillain in my opinion because. I mean, she was fucking methodical. She was super smart about 90% of this shit. You know,
she's like the lady from Criminal. What was that? That Criminal Genius or whatever that was on Netflix. That documentary about that poor fucker that had the
bomb around his neck, the pizza bomber,
his neck, yeah,
the pizza bomber,
thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Criminal Genius, I think is what it was called.
We'll get into that. We'll do that one.
Evil
later.
Genius.
Evil Genius. There you go. Yeah, I watched that one.
Yeah,
but it's been a while back. I couldn't remember. But but that lady wasn't. Well, I think she was like the same type of person, but she lived in a different time, so she wasn't able to go for as big of a run.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So Ray was found guilty again and had to pay a $5 fine plus court costs. His
Holy
current
shit.
employer, well, it was like it amounted to 19 something back then, which is like 1,000 something now.
That's a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
$1,000 is $1,000.
His current employer covered the fees for him. Less than a week later, she had Ray arrested for trespassing again.
Todd. All right, keep going.
Okay. Belle received another letter from Azel, whatever you want to say.
It's Azel.
Okay. On April 24th, asking for more details and if he could come and initiate a search for Andrew. Belle responded that she would be happy to assist him in any way that she could, but she didn't know what they could do to find him. Ray stood trial again, but this time he had his attorney and a witness. John Wheatbrook, his new employer, testified that there was no way Ray could have been trespassing on the Gunness farm at said date and time because he had been at work and Mr. Wheatbrook had been with him all day. This time Ray won, and Belle had to pay the court costs.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
How much does she like that?
Ray. Get it in there. Get jab.
She did not. So more sinister planning. During the last week of April, Belle had gone to the dry goods store and was complaining to Mrs. Schultz that Ray had declared that he would set fire to her home and buildings and that he would murder her and her children. Weird.
That's kind of like, that's some weird foreshadowing.
A bit?
Yeah, it's a little bit of pre-planning.
It's a possibility. Yeah.
On the morning of April 27th, Myrtle and Lucy had received a whooping from their mother for playing around the cellar. They went to school distressed and had told their teacher what had happened. Later that same day, Belle hitched up her buggy and ran errands in town. She stopped at her lawyer's office and made out her will. She had left everything to her 3 children.
Wait. What about the one that went to college?
Dun, dun, dun.
She left the one. Jenny, right? Jenny. So Jenny wasn't in the will.
We got a whole fleet of them.
Nope. Jenny was not in the will.
Isn't that convenient?
So she left everything to the 3 children to be distributed evenly. And if something were to happen to them all, then she wanted everything to be donated to the Norwegian Children's Home of Chicago. Once the will was complete, she went to the bank and placed the will in a safety deposit box. She deposited $730. She then headed to a store to purchase candy, cake, and a gift for her children as a surprise.
It's a surprise.
It certainly is.
Just don't drink the Kool-Aid, kids.
No.
She then...
Flavor Aid, motherfucker. It was Flavor Aid.
It's purple drink. Purple drink.
Purple Flavor Aid.
She then went to the general store where she bought a lot of groceries and 2 gallons of kerosene.
Carol.
Well, yeah, because you naturally need that.
It's shit.
Yeah.
Hey.
Seems like.
It's just Belle Gunness trying to burn down the farm.
I don't go up to the gas station to grab a drink that I don't pick up 2 gallons of kerosene.
I know, right?
I refuse to. So
don't we all?
Well, as luck would have it, Ray came into the general store while Belle was there. He bought a 5-cent plug of tobacco. The 2 didn't say a word, but they did glare at each other the entire time. And Ray followed her out of the store, watching her as she left. Belle got home around 5:30, and she made a feast. The family, including Maxon, her hired hand, dined and played. Maxon was unable to keep his eyes open, and he went to bed around 8:30, which was pretty early for him, considering he still had farm chores to do at that time. Belle and the kids were playing in the parlor with the toys she had purchased when Maxon went to bed. Maxon woke up to what he thought was Mrs. Gunness making breakfast. He thought he smelled burning hotcakes. He started to cough and realized his room was full of smoke. He opened his window and saw that the house was on fire. He put on his boots and tried to kick open the...
It's not funny, my house is on fire.
I didn't start the fire.
It's a Mr. Bungle reference.
It was already burning when I woke up.
I got to Mr. Bungle, and then I got the other, and then I was like, nah, I'm going to have a problem getting that out of my head.
You're welcome.
You sons of bitches.
Are we going to do the roof is on fire, or are we just going to let that burn?
I think we're just going to go burning down the house. And leave it at that.
Our house.
All right.
In the middle of... Okay.
So he put on his boots and tried to kick open the door that separated his room from the family quarters.
Sorry. House of Fire by Alice Cooper would have been a good one to throw in there. But okay.
Well, we still have a little while. I'm sure you can work it in.
I will. Yeah, I'll do something.
The fire just barely started. We've got a half hour to go on the fire.
He opened his mouth and tried to scream fire, but just started choking because of how dense the smoke was. He couldn't get the door open, so he raced to the rear stairs and headed to the carriage shed to grab an axe. He chopped out a panel in the front door and was met with flames. Neighbor, Mrs. Clifford, woke up around 4 a.m. to start breakfast, and she saw the flames. She woke up her son, William, and sent him to the Gunness farm. He took off on his bike and arrived just in time to see Maxon cutting the panel.
Fire!
Mrs. Clifford,
Fire!
Fire good.
Mrs. Clifford had then woken her husband, Michael, and her brother-in-law, Humphrey, and sent them out as well. They were looking around the house, and they asked Maxon, where do they sleep? So they found the windows where the family slept, and they flung bricks in to break them. They heard no yelling and no one came to the window asking for help. So they ran for a ladder. Go ahead.
Were these actual pieces of Belle, or did they just find random bricks?
No. This was no.
Meanwhile, back at the farm.
Put your mic back down. We can't hear you.
Back down. We can't hear you shit.
Just causing fucking
back at
backdrafts.
the farm.
Yeah. No.
So
and they looked up in the bedroom where they slept, right? And the bed's empty.
So they located a ladder, and Humphrey climbed up the ladder, and he only saw a mattress. He hurried down. They moved the ladder to the second window, and again found only a mattress. He thought about going in, but couldn't because the flames were now coming out of the second story.
Right, and about this time, that's when the roof collapsed. Correct.
Almost.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yes. The roof had collapsed where Maxon had been sleeping already before the family had even, or the neighbors had even gotten there.
Right.
So Michael ran to another neighbor's house, Daniel Hudson, to wake him up for more help, and the pair ran back, but the house was fully engulfed in flames by the time they arrived. Maxon grabbed a horse and went into town to alert the sheriff. When he got there, the clock in the square read 5 a.m. He found Deputy William Antis, and they went to wake Sheriff Albert Smutzer. Smutzer and Antis drove to the farm. There was nothing left of the home except parts of 3 walls.
Which is like the 3 brick walls were left, and everything else was pretty much burnt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Smutzer sent for the voluntary fire company, who came out, and they poured about 230 pails of water on the fire to try and make it so that they could even get close to the house. And then they knocked down what hadn't fallen wood-wise already so that they could actually try and start going through the debris.
Well, if I had a wood, it would have fallen at this time because it's fucking, this is distressing as shit.
Well, about 50 people showed up to watch the fire. Among them was a reporter who wrote, "Several years ago, this house was associated with a mystery. Today, it is a funeral pyre. The tragedy of the husband and father whose mysterious taking out of the world proved a mystery on which little light was ever thrown. Was followed this morning by a holocaust in which the wife and children were tortured to death by flames. The fire raged for an hour until nothing remained but 3 brick walls, which stand as grim evidence of the devastating work of the Holocaust."
That's
Rumor.
Crazy, man. That's crazy.
Okay. I'm ready for Lindy's next episode, but I'm also like, oh boy.
Oh, I'm not done with this one.
I know, but still.
We're close. Last paragraph.
Okay.
We're only we've only gotten to the herring part of it. We haven't gotten down to the meat and the potatoes.
Chop a tree down with this herring? Oh, please.
So, rumors started to circle that Belle had gone mad and set the fire, but Sheriff Smutzer and others who knew about the feud with Leigh Ramphir thought it was him. The sheriff sent deputies to locate Ray, but they were not able to find him immediately. While deputies hunted for Ray, dozens of men gathered among the ruins of the farm to hunt for the 4 missing residents.
Wow, that is
Well,
what the made to go?
At least we know where Jenny's body was.
No, Jenny's.
Well, no, we don't. Jenny's in California.
Yeah. She's supposedly in California.
California.
Hey, we're all sick of California songs.
I know. Jenny, who can I turn to?
Yeah, all right. Let's. Goddamn, we've done that a lot.
I do have to say, Jenny's mom did not have it going on.
The only thing we haven't touched on yet is Jenny. I know what love is. I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. Yeah, I think we pretty much knocked out all of the things
we've
we're
done
not supposed
everything
to.
We can do. I feel
well. We've done everything that we're not supposed to do, and that's usually what we do. So
that's why people like us. The people that listen don't like us, anyways.
No,
that, you guys, is the end of episode 2 of Belle Gunness.
To be concluded next week. Until then, guys, thanks for hanging out. Please continue to like, rate, and review the podcast.
Please do. And you'll find out that true crime is not a new thing. It has been around.
And also, we're hoping that true crime does pay at some point. So
yes, very much so.
We'll see what happens. Until next week, I am Zach. Joining me always is
Spark,
Lindy,
Snarkfish.
All right. Until next week, guys, we will see you next Tuesday. Later.
Bye.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
It's alive!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. What a of Christ.
This is
Me?
Hello, Mr. Fancy